At this point in 2016, where new frontiers are opening up and the second digital revolution is like literally in its infancy stages, and it's only going to be going, it's only going to advance way more in the next 3 years, right? In the next 3 years through the digital revolution, what literally took the industrial revolution an entire century to achieve, from like, I want to say the late 1790s through the early 1900s, right? I mean, it only seems like common sense that you want to be more connected. Connection with people and ideas has never been, so relevant that there's never been a time in human history where we've been able to connect, with people in the far reaches, literally, of the planet in just a few seconds, or like just a few taps of the screen or clicks of a button. And especially students in the academic sense, if they're not connected to their peers, their colleagues, professors, co-workers, friends, associates, at the touch of a button or like a tap of the screen, it's not only become like an expectation of exposure, right? But for service providers and technology companies, it's become like a mandatory. It's become mandatory in nearly all facets of every industry. And if you're not immediately connected, then you are definitely at a disadvantage. People are going to wonder where you're at. It's like, you ever been out in public and you have your phone turned on silent, or you have your volume down, silent switch on, your phone died, you left it at home by accident, put it in the car, left it in the car, or something like that, and people don't know where you're at immediately, right? Can you imagine how that would be if you were not able to communicate with people who, you in an academic sense, in a professional business relationship sense, if people aren't able to access you or communicate with you, like right now, you're already at a disadvantage. You're already losing business. You're already losing money. That's definitely not a place where people want to be. Are there any exceptions to this digital rule of opportunity? I mean, sure there are. There's a few there, right? But do the exceptions really outweigh the advantages of utilizing these tools? No. Being able to, access and distribute information at the speed of touch is today's digital and technological revolution. Being able to touch the screen, send something off, send a memo, get some feedback like instantaneously. That click right there, that is progress. That's change, things taking place, people getting things done, people able to move forward on to the next project. I think it was, I've just breached the cover on this one. It was Bill Gates' book, something at the speed of, with the next step. You guys have heard of virtual reality. It's, being able to work remotely, simulations of real time. That's where that's going to be taking off to. Larger tech companies are looking into ambient computing and communications, and consistently always on, right? You're never disconnected from them. They just play a smaller role. Artificial intelligence isn't just for Marvel and Star Trek movies anymore. These ideas are currently being put in motion, right? I mean, and who knows, maybe people who have lost limbs or were born without limbs, in the next 15 years they're going to have more affordable and viable solutions. Like, consider what we have today. Considering what we have today, prosthetic limbs are probably going to be much more easily accessible, cheaper, and just so much more capable than they are today, right? And would these be possible without digital tools? Maybe they'd be possible without digital tools, but it would take a lot longer, and without that feedback capability, those options wouldn't be nearly as effective as they are today, right? So, and if you're watching this right now, think back to when you were what you were doing before, and then what you're going to be doing afterwards, right? After you watch this video, has your life not been enhanced by digital tools? I mean, consider depriving students of these tools, right? You wouldn't, because it's not an advantage, right? You want to make sure that from an academic standpoint, students have all the tools that they need to make tomorrow brighter than this, right? I mean, hey, that's what it's all about. That's why they say students are our future. The youth is our future. So, in all due respect, you wouldn't deprive students of these digital tools because it wouldn't help them get anywhere, right? So, hope I was able to answer that question effectively. Thank you for the sender, And this is Steve with Three Gins. Thank you guys for tuning in to Shop Talk.